教えて、ママ。どんなルールに従えばこの苦しさは消えるの？
I would be lying if I said never cried at one of the Twisted Wonderland backstories, and Riddles may have hit the hardest for me. Riddle was a tyrannical ruler who overly enforced odd rules, but what was his reasoning, and how has he since changed? The first thing I would like to take a look at is Riddle's upbringing. Riddle was raised in a controlling and manipulative environment, with a mother who many would consider abusive. Every single detail of his life was carefully planned down to exactly how many calories he ate. There is evidence of his mother's controlling behavior in the chapter A Sad Little Child, where she can be seen controlling every little aspect of her son's life and not even allowing him to go outside and play with the neighbors. Children need relationships outside of their parents, so naturally Riddle sneaks out and befriends Trey and Chenya. In the same chapter, we can see a core memory of Riddle's childhood where he sneaks off with his new friends to try a strawberry tart for the first time. When his mother found out, she took away the little privacy and few privileges that Riddle had and yelled at Trey, Clover, and his parents. There is no evidence that the same treatment was given to Chenya and his parents, though it is likely. This shows how incredibly toxic and controlling Riddle's mom is, and sets him up to become the tyrannical ruler that we see in the game. Due to his upbringing and his mother's successful career, Riddle had come to the conclusion that his mother was the most correct and therefore he should follow in her footsteps and strictly enforce rules because in his mind it is the most correct thing to do. Because of this, Riddle hates when people break the rules and very strictly enforces them and overuses his magic to keep his dorm members in check. We can see him strictly enforcing rules in many scenarios over the course of the story, such as when Ace steals his tart, when a dorm member feeds the flamingos incorrectly, and when you and the others bring a chestnut tart to the birthday party. Riddle slowly builds up negative emotions over the course of the book and accumulates an unhealthy amount of blot that causes him to eventually tip over the edge and overblot. After Ace and Deuce challenge Riddle to a duel in which he wins, dorm members begin throwing food at him and calling out his tyranny, which is what causes his inevitable overblot. After his overblot, Riddle proceeds to break down and explain himself to you and the others. It is here he explains his mother's toxicity and apologizes for everything, and it promises to make an effort to change. By the end of the chapter, we can see him putting in the effort to make up for his tyrannical behavior and even go easier on himself. In the final chapter of the Rose Red Tyrant, another birthday party is held in which everyone helps to paint the roses red, and Riddle tries not to get upset at small infractions and instead helps to correct them. In the following book, The Usurper from the Wilds, Riddle is seen still enforcing the rules, but instead of jumping straight to punishment, he instead gives reminders and lighter consequences. An example that can be found in this book is when Riddle strays from the main group to head back to his dorm to ensure that no one is breaking any of the rules, and Cater explains to the rest of the group how he's getting better. In the end, it's important to see why a character like Riddle Rosehearts is the way they are, and how they've changed throughout the story. Riddle was raised in a toxic and controlling environment where he internalized his treatment and in turn dished it out for others, and has since learned and grown. Riddle is not perfect, but he is trying, and that's all that should be expected. Okay, hi, not scripted Rose here. I just wanted to give a thank you to everyone who has stuck around to this point. And if you are still here, please do consider subscribing. It would mean the world to me and Liz. But yeah, I absolutely love Riddle. He is my favorite Twisted Wonderland character. And this was actually an essay that I turned into school that I have revamped for this video. If you would like to read the original, I will put it in the description, hopefully. We will see about that. But yes, thank you so much to anyone who has stuck around to this point. And please do consider subscribing and leaving a like. Bye.